Yes, Anita Sam, now you can start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, delegates of CTPDCON-ERA 2023, the first international conference on educational reforms and advancement organized by the Council for Teachers Professional Development, CTPD, in collaboration with its organizing partners, K.R. Mangalam University, Gurugram, Haryana, India, Galgottias University, Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh, India, Saraswati College of Professional Studies, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, India, Satyam Darshan of Institute and Education and Research. Sorry, sir, I'm saying. Education and Research, Faridabad, Haryana.
अनीता साहब मैम आप एक काम कीजिए, पीपीटी मुझे भेज दीजिए बस।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
आप फ्री पीपीटी से फ्री हो जाइए, आराम से करिए फिर इसको।
थैंक यू सर। सर मैंने आपको व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दिया है।
ठीक है, एक मिनट दीजिए बस मुझे।
मैम नमस्कार, गुड इवनिंग अनीता जी।
गुड इवनिंग मैम।
नमस्कार मैम।
Shall I start again, sir?
एक मिनट रुक जाइए अनीता मैम, अनीता साहब मैम। पीपीटी कौन से उस पर भेजी आपने मुझे?
व्हाट्सएप नंबर पे भेजिए सर।
आपका नंबर मुझे रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं हो रहा, इसलिए मैं पूछ रहा हूँ आपसे।
7011।
नहीं, आपने मुझे जो भेजी मेरे पर्सनल नंबर पे भेजी ना, रोज आई नहीं मेरे पास। एक बार फिर से भेजिए तो।
Okay.
यस, अब आ गई। एक मिनट बस। यस प्लीज मैम, आप स्टार्ट कीजिए। आप
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, delegates of CTPDCON-ERA 2023, the first virtual international conference on education reforms and advancement organized by Council for Teachers Educational Development, CTPD, in collaboration with its organizing partner, K.R. Mangalam University, Gurugram, Haryana, India, Galgottia University, Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh, India, Saraswati College of Professional Studies, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, India, Satyam Darshan Institute of Education and Research, Faridabad, Haryana, India, DAV PG College, Dehradun, Uttarakhand, India, and Azad College of Education, Satara, Maharashtra, India. We are profoundly happy to associate as our conference knowledge partners with Vishwa Yuvak Kendra, New Delhi, India, Human Touch Foundation, India, Social Development and Research Foundation, India, Council for Teacher Education Foundation, India, Policy Research Center, Bangladesh, and our publication partners of national and international recognition, EZ Education Publishing, Red Shine Publication, and International College Journal of Education and Allied Sciences. I am Anita Sahai, Assistant Professor, Satyam Darshan Institute of Education and Research, Faridabad, Haryana, India, and it's a great honor for me to be the moderator for this educative technical session of CTPDCON-ERA 2023. Track 1 on the theme of Indian Knowledge System, Integration and Internationalization. The sub-theme of this technical session 1.4 is Indian Knowledge System and some reflection for global integration. Indian knowledge system have a strong foundation in Indian culture, philosophy, and spirituality, and have evolved through thousands of years. These knowledge systems, including Ayurveda, Yoga, Vedic sciences, are still applicable in modern world in several ways. In present scenario, it is very important to retain our glorious ancient past, which reverberates the philosophy of Upanishad, revolving around the concept of Brahma, Atma, the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, elucidating the ideals of Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga for self-realization. Today, we need to draw our identity from such a sprawling belief system, which gives a unique stature to India at global platform, where people from abroad look up to India and resort to yoga and meditation to de-stress and rejuvenate their mind. We have eminent speakers and paper presenters who shall be sharing their expertise and insight in this field. I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chair, Professor Dr. Savita Rawat, Dean and HOD, Department of Teacher Education, DAV PG College, Dehradun, Uttarakhand, India, and co-chair Dr. Anita Singh, Director, City College of Professional Studies, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, India, for gracing us with their presence and leading this significant session at CTPD-ERA 2023. I extend a warm welcome to convener of track 1, Dr. Jugnu Khattar Bhatia, organizing secretary, CTPD, and principal Satyug Darshan Institute of Education and Research, Faridabad, Haryana, India, and co-convener of the track, Dr. Reena Unyal Tiwari, Associate Professor, Department of Teacher Education, DAV PG College, Dehradun, Uttarakhand, India. I feel honored to introduce you Dr. Vinay D. Donj, Program Director, West Zone, CTPD, India, and Professor Azad College of Education, Satara, Maharashtra. Dr. Vinay has over 25 years of expertise in the field of education. His professional qualifications include PhD education, UGC NET education, SET education, MPhil education, MSc chemistry, and MET. His areas of specialization include educational technology, teacher education, ICT in education, and educational research. He is elected as a member in the editorial board in various national and international journals. He has conducted several interactive sessions with teachers and students. Dr. Vinay finds happiness in the growth of students and the institutions. He is recognized research guide for Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Currently, he is in the position of Program Director, West Zone Council of Teachers Professional Development, India. May I request and invite you, sir, to please present an overview of the plenary session 1.4. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Anita ma'am, for this wonderful introduction of mine. Good evening, one and all. All the delegates, speakers, research scholars present in this track of First International Conference CTPDCON-ERA 2023. Friends, today we have with us Professor Dr. Savita Rawat as a chair for this track, as well as co-chair Dr. Anita Singh ma'am. As we know that this track is dedicated to exploring the rich tapestry of Indian knowledge systems and their integration into the global educational landscape. I'm confident that this conference and basically this track will serve as a nexus for educators, researchers, policymakers, and industry professionals from around the world to come together and exchange ideas, best practices, and research findings. It offers a unique opportunity to collaborate and shape the future of education. I know that we are very much eager to listen to our chair of this track as well as co-chair. So I stop here and give this and I say thank you and over to you, Anita ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for providing us overview of this plenary session. It is my honor to introduce our esteemed chair, Professor Dr. Savita Rawat, Dean, HOD, Department of Teacher Education, DAV PG College, Dehradun, Uttarakhand, India. With a vast 33 years of experience as a teacher educator, Madam is MSc Chemistry, MEd, NET, JRF, PhD in Education. Professor Savita Rawat has published 23 papers in reputed national and international journals. She is author of 2 textbooks and 5 edited books, and 4 scholars have been awarded PhD under her guidance. Madam has served in the Board of Management, GB Pant Agriculture and Technology University, Pantnagar, and as a member, BUS ICFAI University. She was member of VT team for NRC and CTE Jaipur. Madam is also actively involved in social activities as President Usha Society for Human Affairs. Ma'am, please accept as a token of gratitude from the organizers of the conference this virtual memento.
Thank you, Dr. Anita. Thank you for giving such a wide introduction of mine. Thank you.
Ma'am, with your guidance, we are confident that this session will be a resounding success, leaving a lasting impact on all our participants.
Yeah, it's all your effort. All CTPD family. Tanya ma'am is there, Dr. Chaudhary is there.
Now I invite you, ma'am, please deliver your answer.
Dr. Sanjay Chaudhary, Chairperson CTPD. Dr. Professor Tanya Gupta ma'am, General Secretary CTPD. The whole CTPD family, which organized so many programs in a month. But it's a miracle to see and imagine. Dr. Vinay Rongde, Program Director, CTPD West Zone, who is with me for overview of the plenary session today. Ms. Anita Sahai, moderator, thank you very much. Dr. Anita Singh, co-chair with me. And Professor Sanjay Kumar, Program Director, CTPD India, and Convener, CTPDCON-ERA 2023. I welcome you all to this very session on IKS, some reflections for global integration. Indian Knowledge System is an innovative cell established in October 2020 under Ministry of Education at AICTE, New Delhi. It seeks to promote interdisciplinary research on all aspects of IKS, preserve, disseminate IKS for further research and societal applications, actively engage for spreading the rich heritage of our country and traditional knowledge in the field of art and literature, agriculture, basic sciences, engineering and technology, architecture, management, economics, etc., etc. According to Kautilya, the education shall aim at 3 outcomes as characteristics in graduates. The first is Vidya, creation of new knowledge. The Vivek, wisdom to use the right knowledge in right time and place for right purpose. And Vichashanta, the skill set to get the proper results of knowledge in real life. These outcomes are possible only when the education system is properly balanced with the integration of knowledge and skills in an appropriate manner. In today's education, organization of knowledge content, what to know, has taken over the best of knowledge seeking inquiry. How to know? The entire Indian knowledge tradition has always focused on how rather than what. Secondly, the advent of new technologies has pushed the humanity into a big trouble. Human existence has been severely challenged. Natural human skills are in question. In order to handle this difficult situation, new skill sets are to be skillfully introduced in the new education system. Not only the skills to use the technologies, but also the life skills to use the knowledge in life are very important. Disproportionate skilling in education has damaged the process of creation of knowledge. Mere knowledge and practices has taken it into the depth. Ancient Indian wisdom plays very important role in this balancing act. Integration of IKS brings such a balance in Indian education for life. IKS is a collective range of Indian knowledge that has exhibited in systemized way of knowing, starting from the oldest compositions of knowledge, that is the Vedic literature, to the country's native and tribal folklore. The Indian knowledge is spread as a spectrum. There's a vast repository of knowledge available not only in Sanskrit, Pali, Prakrit, but also in all native Indian languages. This has been remaining unexplored for the last several decades. Indian knowledge encompasses the foundational knowledge, science, engineering and technology, humanities and social sciences through a structured classification. IKS has evolved over millenniums. It has a wide range of several beaches such as astronomy, Ayurveda, yoga, mathematics and computing, language and linguistics, metallurgy, Rasa Shastra, public administration, war technology, management, science, and many more. IKS contribution to the various fields include understanding planetary movements, solar-centric world, shape and diameter of the earth, nature of plants and herbs, skill of surgical procedures, discovery of zero, decimal system of numerals, and approximation of algorithms for computation of pi, Panini universal grammar, method of steel making, good governance and taxation, and many more. 18 Vidya Sthanas, the school of learning, were part of ancient Indian education, which were taught in Nalanda, Takshila, and other centers of learning. The art and architecture, science and technology, craft, engineering, philosophy, and practices had been the source of Indian reputation in the world. That attracted not only the learners to gain the knowledge, but also the invaders to ruin India. Knowledge was the power and wealth of our country. In order to discover the self of Bharat, the exploration of Indian wisdom is the only key. Since the inception of NEP 2020 in Indian education, IKS has been a focal point of discussion. For the last 2 centuries, the Western perception had been the leading influencing factor in our education. The Indian origin knowledge is either rejected or ignored in mainstream education. Indian worldview is totally missing in the society. Living with full of means has become the lone objective of current education, whereas the meaningful life is the goal of Indian education system. This change of direction remains a challenging job until complete integration of Indian knowledge system takes place in nation's education. While we adopt good things from our ancient past, we must also be mindful of the problems in our society and build a future which creates synergy between knowledge from the past and contemporary issues. Solution to many world's problems lie in the Indian knowledge system. Traditional community of India has developed folklores and myths that tell stories of conversation of plants and animals. Myths refer to ancient stories of religious or magical ideas, which may explain natural or historic events. Our ancestors worshipped nature and its elements and also afforded protection to them. This indigenous ecological knowledge is empirical knowledge of natural system accumulated by the tribal ethnic groups while dealing with nature and natural elements that help them to make a living in a particular environment. Our traditional ecological knowledge is cumulative body of knowledge and beliefs handed down through generations by cultural transmission about the relationship of living beings with one another, with their environment. It aims toward the sustainable utilization of resources and sustainable development. Our ethnic groups have identified and developed traditional crop varieties, uncommon plants and animals for food and medicines from the wild and can harness commercial return. They have found out means to mitigate environmental hazards, control hydrological problems, manage soil fertility for a better environment. The cultural or spiritual beliefs of traditional groups center around sacred groves or sacred forests, which are usually the great repository of diverse flora and fauna, often remaining unknown to the rest of the world. This indigenous knowledge helps on natural resources, agriculture, aquaculture, forest, and give management offers new models for development that are more ecologically and socially sound. Integrating indigenous knowledge and components into developmental projects into modern scientific research would provide future option for sustainable development. Local people, especially in tropical regions, over thousands of years, have innovated varieties of vegetation for enhanced quality and quantity of crops. Traditional farming system of ours involve maintenance of natural diversity of domesticated as well as wild plants and animals. Our traditional rainwater harvesting promote growth and maintenance of plants, providing suitable method of utilization of freshwater vegetation. Cover was maintained around the water bodies. Our ethnic communities manipulated their environment in various traditional ways for increased food production, maintenance of ecosystem stability, and maintenance of suitable development. The local communities of northeastern India grow about 45 varieties of crops in a mixed cropping system. Identification, utilization, and cultivation of plants of potential medicinal value are extensively done by tribes and rural people around the world, not only in India, but around the world. About 7,000 common medicines were used by them commonly. They identified plant and used animal parts to cure a number of diseases. This knowledge is needed to be tapped by modern practitioners. There are community protected forest fragments that consist of either natural or planted trees in which local deity is believed to reside it. In India, about 1 lakh to 1,50,000 sacred covering areas of 33,000 hectares as temple groves are reported to exist. This indigenous management system helps in modern science and technology. It helps incorporating the traditional values for management of natural resources, conservation of forest, developmental projects, and revival of water-safe management. And it would be highly effective for sustainable utilization of natural resources and conservation of biodiversity. The National Education Policy 2020 recommend the incorporation of Indian knowledge system into the curriculum at all levels of education. It says, the heritage of ancient and eternal ideas and thought has been a guiding light for this policy. The pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and truth was always considered in Indian thought and philosophy as the highest human goal. The Indian education system produced great scholars, Charaka, Shushruta, Aryabhatta, Varahamihira, Bhaskaracharya, Brahmagupta, and so on, who made seminal contribution to the word knowledge in diverse fields such as mathematics, astronomy, metallurgy, medical science, surgery, engineering, architecture, navigation, yoga, etc. Indian culture and philosophy have had a strong influence on the world. These rich legacies to world heritage must be nurtured and preserved for posterity and research enhanced and put to new uses through our education system. This is page number 4, NEP 2020. To implement this vision, UGC constituted an expert committee to formulate guidelines for incorporating Indian knowledge system to higher education curricula of our country. Conservation of this traditional Indian knowledge system can be done only by raising public awareness, making people understand the value of Indian knowledge system, encourage them to take research projects in exploring the hidden treasure of knowledge and blend it with modern lifestyle. Our ancient heritage is full of treasures which need to be presented, documented, and propagated. In other words, IK should not be taught in isolation for mere preservation purpose. Instead, it should be made part of a larger missions of the country like space science, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Khelo India, Swasth Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Like these, it should be taken in mission mode and we will succeed. This mission mode, IKS integrity, will serve the purpose, change of mode from preservation to utilization, will accomplish our goal. I strongly believe that this international seminar will be a milestone to put the footprint strongly of our Indian knowledge system on global platform. And through the discussions and presentation of research papers on IKS in this session will lead to further exploration of such hidden treasure of IKS and make us enable to use it for welfare of mankind and nature. That's all. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Your insights have left an everlasting impact on us all. I feel privileged to introduce our esteemed co-chair, Dr. Anita Singh, Director, Saraswati College of Professional Studies, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, India. An experience of more than 14 years, Madam is MA, MPhil, PhD from CCS University, Meerut, hold a degree in Ayurvedic acupressure too. Dr. Anita has attended many workshops and education summit on education for children. Ma'am has presented many papers and has been awarded Ideal Principal Award, Master Trainer under Intel, Teach, and many more. We eagerly anticipate the insights and discussions that will unfold under your guidance. Ma'am, please accept as a token of gratitude from the organizers of conference this virtual memento. Thank you, ma'am. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite Chair Professor Dr. Rawat to officially commence this session. Co-Chair Dr. Singh, we look forward to your valuable contribution throughout the session. The dynamic synergy you will create with Chair Professor Dr. Rawat. I request today's chair and co-chair to select the best paper from the paper presentation round, and the result of which will be published or declared in valedictory session. We now commence with the paper presentation. Let me request the presenters to be concise and adhere to the time limit of 7 minutes for your presentation and 3 minutes for question answer round. Thank you. Now, we are moving towards presentation round. I request chair and co-chair to announce name of the paper presenters. Ma'am, please announce the name.
Yes.
अनीता साहब मैम अनाउंस आप कर दीजिए क्योंकि लिस्ट
अनाउंस आप ही करिए,
बाकी ये लोग ऑब्जर्व कर लेंगे और बाकी चीजें कर लेंगे मेरे ख्याल से वो ज्यादा बेटर रहेगा.
This first paper presenter is Dr. Prerna Vashisht, Associate Professor, Delhi Teachers Training College, affiliated to GGSIP University, New Delhi. And co-author of this paper is Dr. Parvesh Lata, Associate Professor, Head of Department of Education, SOHSC, GD Goenka University, Gurugram, Haryana. She will deliver her presentation on topic titled Indian Knowledge System Fostering Peace and Value Education for Sustainable Development.
Sustainable world.
Sustainable world, sorry. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah, you are.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to congratulate first the CTPD team for giving us this opportunity and this platform. Myself, Dr. Prerna Vashisht, Associate Professor from Delhi Teachers Training College. Ma'am, you will be sharing my PPT or should I have to share my own?
You will share yourself.
प्रेरणा आप अपने आप शेयर कीजिए और बाई चांस अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी टेक्निकल तब हम देखेंगे उस चीज को. You can share yourself.
ठीक है sir.
Permissions are given to you. You are co-host also.
Okay, sir. Sir, is the PPT visible to everyone?
Yeah. Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Thank you so much. So title of the paper is Indian Knowledge System Fostering Peace and Value Education for Sustainable World. With your due permission, ma'am, would you like to present this paper? सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखं भवते. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all be happy. May all be without disease. May all enjoy prosperity. May none suffer any misery. So this simple verse from Upanishad, something that has been chanted for more than 2000 years, echoes the hope of global goals. It is astonishing to note that chants from Vedas reflect modern world's global goals of sustainable development. As defined, as it was first defined in World Commission on Environment and Development, Our Common Future 1987, sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own. So this is something that we have been trying to achieve, and this is something which our Vedas has been saying through since time immemorial. So there are global challenges that world are facing Today's world is witnessing global challenges like health hazard, exhausting natural resources, human value crisis, communal hatred, terrorism, economic disparities, and materialism. So these are the challenges that world has been facing. We are facing today, and we are trying to get over it. We are trying to establish a sustainably developed world, a goal that we are trying to achieve. So it is clearly, after seeing so many challenges, it is clear that current global challenges are clearly highlighting the lack of peace in the society. Time to time, religious scriptures, philosophers, and learned have prescribed that to bring in change in thought process of civilization, education is the only means to indicate the right sense of understanding and responsibility. Education is the only tool that set the right mind at the right age and ensured grown generation is ready to change the worldly order. We are looking for, this is the major time where a need of peace and value education is there to have a sustainable development and a sustainable world. So 21st century promises to be a time of scientific and technological growth at level never experienced in human history. The growth will either trigger further chaos, disruption, war, starvation, and disease, or will introduce a period of humanistic cooperation, development, progress, and peace. What emerges will depend on value that has embraced, taught, encouraged, and legislated. The value choices, which must be deliberately chosen and not left to chance, must be secular, global, democratic, and pluralistic. So for this a kind of society, we need an education system where peace education and value education should be promoted. So as we know that peace education is a call for inclusive approach to mutual coexistence and to a holistic way of living, which implies to live in peace with others and with environment, with all the perspectives, with a key objective to foster change to make world a better and humane place, to develop value and skills to assist students in striving for fullness of life, to help students in vision of peace to work for viable global society, to create constructive behavior and dealing with problems to minimize, eliminate conflict, to explore peace both as state of being and an active process of promotion of positive relations. So these are the certain objectives of peace education that we need to ensure. As far as value education is concerned, so value education is referred to as deliberately planned education aimed at developing of proper attitude, values, emotions, and skills for holistic development of students. It teaches us to respect our culture that we inherit and cherish truth, beauty, and goodness. Value education again has a key objectives to foster that are to enable students to be balanced personality, to make them refined with perfection, to help students to lay foundation to develop different values, to provide realistic and broad-based understanding of different values, and to train students to become responsible citizens in their personal and social life, to enable students to understand, participate, uphold, protect, and promote sovereignty, unity, and integrity of nation, to protect, preserve, conserve the natural and cultural environment, and to make judicious use of natural resources. So for all these things, I think there is a need that we should integrate Indian knowledge system right from the very primary stage of the education as we build a personality in the school. So as we know that Indian knowledge system is deeply rooted in ancient philosophies and spiritual tradition, serve as a powerful foundation for fostering values and peace education. Central to this system is the principle of dharma, guiding individuals towards righteous living and ethical conduct. The holistic approach of Indian education, historically imparted in gurukuls, emphasized not only academic knowledge but also the cultivation of virtues and life skills. Concepts such as ahimsa, tolerance, and respect for all life are integral to this system, providing a work frame for building a harmonious, peaceful society. India has always been a multicultural, multi-religious country with diverse geographical environment. It has gone through various political, cultural influences during invasion in history. However, it continued to considerably sustain its own value of tolerance and culture of peace and coexistence in the diversity. While some of the oldest civilization of the world has come from India, it has time to time given valuable guidance and example of unity in diversity and global peace to the world. At international forum, India is recognized as one of the peace-loving, friendly nation, and its citizens are looked upon for adjusting and cooperating conduct. This quality of thus India, comes from the philosophy of education, which has its strong roots originating from Vedic times and the oldest known scriptures. While Vedas set the historical roots of the Indian philosophy and education, the reformers and the philosophers on time to time guided the control of modernization of Indian philosophy education to meet the demands of modern world and ensured a vision of sustainable development. Indian philosophers, as we all know, has always been, ambassadors of non-violence, tolerance, unity, brotherhood. So some of the Indian philosophers here I mentioned as Swami Vivekananda.
प्रेरणा next 1 minute में sum up करो, time over हो रहा है.
Yes, sir. We all know that. Hanji. So, Swami Vivekananda, he's the founder of Ramakrishna Mission, preached unto mankind its divinity and how to make it manifest in every moment of life. According to him, the ultimate aim of education is to establish peace and security by strengthening the spiritual foundation of different nations. According to Aurobindo, the chief aim of education is should be to help the growing soul to draw out which is the best and to make it perfect for noble cause. Aurobindo emphasized that without moral and emotional development or only mental development become harmful to human progress. Another important aim for education, according to him, was development of conscience. Tagore, through his philosophy of life and education, promoted mutual understanding between East and West. Through Vishwa Bharati, Tagore sought to establish a relationship between East and West to promote intercultural and intersocial amity and understanding to fulfill the highest mission of the present age, that is unification of mankind. We all are aware the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, his truth, non-violence, fearlessness, and are the four elements of Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy, which the world has acknowledged. Moving towards the conclusion. Yes.
Sum up कीजिए.
Yes, ma'am.
और अनीता मैम 8 minutes का टाइम, जब भी आप कहेंगी तो 8 minutes का टाइम हर पार्टिसिपेंट के लिए.
Ma'am, I'm summing up. I'm on my conclusion. It is only through peace and value education. It is only through peace and value education we can restore peace in society and can achieve goal of sustainable development. As emphasized by Indian philosopher and various educational committees commission, peace education and value education has an important place in the educational system through which we aspire to fight global challenges. Peace and value global challenges. Peace and value education, through peace and value education, man can usher into a new world order. The belief fatherhood of God and brotherhood of man should be engendered in all men. Responsibility towards humanity, ecology should be shared by all of its sustenance. Integration of Western scientific civilization and spiritual ideas from the Eastern civilization and culture could bring about a unified cultural system. So in contemporary education, efforts to integrate traditional values into the curriculum aim to instill a sense of responsibility, empathy, ethical decision-making among the students should be there. Also, Indian knowledge system continues to play a vital role in nurturing individuals to contribute to values, compassion, understanding, and peace in the world.
Thank you, Prerna ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your knowledgeable inputs regarding peace and value education for sustainable world.
Thank you.
Yes, call next name, Anita ma'am. And please give 8 minutes. And after 8 minutes, you have to, you have a bell or something?
Definitely, I will
Or
mention.
don't worry. So ask for sum up after 7 minutes.
Okay. Now, I would like to invite our second paper presenter, Dr. V. Ravi, MA PhD, Astrology, Hyderabad, Telangana. And the second author of this paper is Srimati V. Bhanumati, Hyderabad, Telangana. And the title of the topic is Relevance of Ancient Wisdom on Weather Forecasting for Improving Agro Advisories. Over to you, sir.
Madam, I am unable to open this video. I think it is blocked.
इनको co-host नहीं बनाया. Yeah, नहीं happy sir.
Or instead of wasting time, I will just proceed what to do. If you permit, I will just go ahead. थोड़ा
If
सा
Nana man is present, call her and give him time.
Yes,
You can send your PPT to Dr. Sanjay.
no, it is there on my this thing
I'm
laptop,
sharing.
madam.
So why don't you? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, right.
Hello.
Yes, sir. This is your PPT.
You can start without video, no problem.
Okay, I will start my video. I don't know whether you are able to see or not. Now, this is the actual output of my 50 years of research work in Samhita Vibhaga. And it is purely the principles laid down by the Varaha Mihira, Garga, etc., etc. And being a meteorologist, I could blend both the knowledges and brought a beautiful way of getting the results. Now, all of you know that you know that annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhava yajnad bhavati parjanyo yajna karma samudbhava. See, for the man to exist on this earth, food is essential. For food, clouds are essential. Rain is essential. Rain is depending on the clouds. Hence, we have to understand about the weather forecasting. Now, in this, during the period of 500 BC, Sri Varahamira has done a lot of work on this and written around 10 chapters in Samhita, where I was validating for the past so many years, day to day. And beautiful results I'm getting is even on date. And really proud on to be an Indian, and that too with the ancient knowledge. And he has emphasized how much of rainfall can be obtained in a particular star. That also I have validated. So some differences are there that can be later on discussed. It's not this thing. Now, if you are getting rain, you should have some vessel, that is patra, to measure it. So that he made it as a droni, which is of 20 millimeters dia and 8 millimeters of depth. And if complete rainwater is filled in this, we say it is 1 droni or 4 adakas. 1 adaka is equal to 5 palas, is the just a unit given for the rainfall in those days. Now we call it as centimeters, meters, millimeters, etc., etc. Now, the actual person who has designed the what you call the measurement of rainfall is the first Varahamira. When I was in the department, I used to think that the only ancient, not ancient, that only the Westerners used to do it. But later on, I came to know and I was very much fascinated to that. And very beautiful thing he has given in one sloka in his Samhita, Yan Nakshatram Upagate Garbhachandre Chandravasat pancha navadisate tatraiva prasavamayati. He has told that whenever a cloud is formed in a particular star on a particular day, it will give rain after 195 days. See the beautiful scientific bent of knowledge behind this sloka. That is, the entire mass is suspended in the atmosphere for a period of 195 days. See such a beautiful scientific bent of knowledge our ancient system, what we call now as IKS, had. And he has also mentioned during the rainy season when moon is in conjunction with any of the lunar mansions, Purva Shada, Uttara Shada, Purva Bhadra, Uttara Bhadra, and Rohini, they will yield copious rain for over a very long period. And he has also discovered a correlation between the disturbances on the solar disk and the terrestrial happenings like dust storm, earthquakes, famines, destructive tendencies among men, diseases, destruction of life on a large scale. Now, another very important point, what Varahamihira, Garga, and other his followers, they found that on the periphery of the sun disk, for every 11 years of cycle, a shaft like is released. That is the kinetic energy released on the periphery of the sun, which he has named as Tamasakelakas. Tamasakelakas. The same thing now our modern science is unable to understand, and they are thinking it is sunspot is nothing but sunspot maxima. He has also mentioned the forecast for 15 days, 7 days, that is Sajjavarsanam nowcast. That also he has very nicely, elaborately, he has mentioned. And fortunately, I had an opportunity to validate all this and find out the depth of our ancient knowledge. And another table which I have done, this is from 2000 to 2022. Sir, can you place this table, sir, so that others can see? Is it possible? It is unfortunate that I don't
नहीं,
know.
क्या क्या चाहते हैं आप उससे बताइए?
वो टेबल दिखाना चाहता हूँ.
तो दिखा
Table is
दीजिए.
visible.
आपको दिख रहा है?
हाँ जी.
पक्का?
Table तो दिख रहा है. Which table you want to show? I don't know.
Annual rainfall of Hyderabad.
Wait.
No. It's previous
I
one.
will show. I have to stop this and then show this.
Just below the picture, no?
Just
हाँ
wait.
जी, हाँ जी.
सविता मैम शायद इस प्रेजेंटेशन को 2-3 मिनट्स एक्स्ट्रा दे देते हैं, थोड़ा अच्छा.
हाँ, ये बड़ा अमेजिंग, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है, ऐसा कभी सुना नहीं. यस,
जी
दीजिए रवि जी को दीजिए टाइम.
हाँ, रियल सेंस
अच्छा
में
लगा.
जो एक इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम पे कोई चीज निकल के आ रही है.
हमने कभी इस पर पढ़ा नहीं. बहुत ही.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
मुझे
Thank you, sir. Suman ji. Is it okay, sir?
Ravi ji, you can continue.
See, the principle laid down by Varahamihira and his followers, whenever Mars
अनीता मैम शेयर नहीं कर पा रहे आप?
आई एम चेकिंग सर. नीचे से तो मैंने ओपन कर दिया है.
आप मुझे पीपीटी भेजिए.
शेयर में क्यों नहीं दिख रहा?
मुझे भेज दीजिए, आप मुझे भेज दीजिए छोटी सारी चीज, मुझे भेजिए फटाफट.
सर ये मेरे पे है.
नहीं, आई विल डू, नो प्रॉब्लम.
I will send.
सर आप कंटिन्यू रहिए, तब तक हम
बोलते रहिए.
Okay, sir.
बोलते रहिए रवि जी.
जी.
सेट कर दीजिए आप.
ठीक है. Annual rainfall for Hyderabad alone I have taken And this was really giving a beautiful result, 100% accuracy for the long range forecast, that is total rainfall in an year. This I have given actually from 2000 to 2015, but today I have updated up to 2022 in my table. And the second column is the normal for the Hyderabad, and third column is the actual rainfall recorded by IMD, and the third one is the result as per the Varahamihira. What Varahamihira has emphasized, whenever Mars is ahead of Sun, that is in the transit, यदि मंगल सूरज के सामने आए, अगर घूमे सामने गए, उस साल जो है बारिश बिल्कुल डाउन, बिल्कुल कम होगी. यदि सूरज मंगल के आगे गया बारिश के समय, बिल्कुल उस टाइम excess of rainfall and very good agricultural products will be there. This I have been validating for the past 50 years, sir. I am very proud to say that we are getting beautiful results and excellent results. Now देखिए, हेलो
मिस्टर रवि, देख पा रहे हैं आप इसको, टेबल को, जो टेबल मैंने शेयर किया है?
हाँ, मैंने मेरे पास रख लिया सर. मैं ये सब हजार से नो अबाउट टेक्नोलॉजी.
It's annual rainfall of Hyderabad.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी. यहाँ पर देखिए 2000 में 642, that is the normal, and the actual rainfall is 805, that is excess. That is, उस साल हमने यही सूत्र लिया है, the sun is ahead of Mars. Second देखिए normal. Normal means लगभग 640 to 600 करीब में है, because Mars has moved ahead. And next, third one, 634 millimeters, and it is 4 feet. There is below normal because Mars has ahead of Sun. That is a sutra. And the next one is normal, 637, 656. And next one is below normal, 637, 523. Next is normal, 800, 760. And then 800, 988, 89. It is excess. And 800, 761 just normal. 800, 1152 excess. And then 2009, 800, 768 normal. 2010, 11, 800, 2010, 800, 1082, it is excess. And 2011, 800, 647 below normal. 212, 800, 764 normal. And 213, 800, 1035.7, it is above normal, or we can call it as excess also. 2014, 800, 645, it is again below normal. 2015, 800 and 600 below normal. Again 2016, 800, 1044.7 excess. Again 2017, 800, 2022.3 excess. 2018, that is 800, 635.4, it is below normal. 2019, 800, 866.4 mm, that is normal.
Yes, रवि जी आगे बढ़िए, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पर आइए.
हाँ जी,
इसको ब्रीफ कर लीजिए आप.
हाँ ठीक है सर. तो यहाँ पर मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि ये जो फोरकास्ट है, मैं IMD के तरफ से होते हुए, I mean retired person, so now I can speak deliberately. It is giving really astonishing results as far as the annual forecast or the seasonal forecast or the seasonal, I mean nowcast. ये हम हर एक चीज को जो है हमने इसको वैलिडेट किया है through my students, because I am a faculty in 2 universities, Usmania University and Pottisri Ramlu Telugu University, in the Department of Astrology and Vastu, and I have been continuously educating my students, but unfortunately, people are in a different angle of astrology. Actually, I say this is only the astrology, not that one. And this particular field, the advisories. Suppose if you can forecast the rainfall well in advance, we can advise the farmers to take care of their crops. And I have digged out so many other secrets which are there in the Samhitas, how to procure a farmer his crop in that particular year, in that particular area. Not only that, the rainfall, how to assess in a particular area, especially the farmer where he lives. Let it be a remote village. This I have validated in Ratnagiri and Maharashtra, Canary Mutt. Around 500, among 500 to 1,000 farmers, I could educate them, and I got the feedback also. Those results are with the Matha there in the Canary Mutt. Still, it is. I have been called next time, and I'm very much thankful to all of you, and especially the each and every participants, also the CTPD, especially Suman Kumarji and other madams. And यदि मुझसे कुछ त्रुटि हुई है मुझे क्षमा करना. मैं कोशिश किया है मैं जितना हो सके और कम समय में आपका ज्यादा ना लेते हुए. बहुत सारे भी है. कालिदास ने भी अपना मेघदूत में दिया है, उसका भी मैंने validate किया है. Now in Ratnagiri, it is giving the same track of monsoon. That also can be shown, but unfortunately, it is not with me now. If next time, if any chance is there, I will show that also. Thank you very much, sir. So kind of you. God bless you all. I'm very much and I mean thankful to each and every madam who has encouraged me, and Suman Kumarji also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. for your
सविता मैम
valuable-
अनम्यूट कीजिए अपने आप को. सविता मैम अनम्यूट कीजिए. सविता मैम अनम्यूट. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ravi. It was very interesting paper. और मैं डॉक्टर संजय जी से कहूंगी कि इनके
अलग से सेशन रखेंगे.
पब्लिश कीजिए. ये बड़ा
हाँ,
इंटरेस्टिंग था. हम खुद आज पहली बार सुन रहे हैं कि
जी.
सुनते थे लेकिन इस तरह से फोरकास्ट होती थी और वो इतनी सटीक होती थी. तो
ये अलग से सेशन रखेंगे डेफिनेटली. और रवि जी से पहली बार
हाँ.
जब मेरी बात हुई थी और पता चला कि एट द एज ऑफ 72 रवि जी इतना इंटरेस्ट रखते हैं रिसर्च में, उसमें तो ये बहुत अच्छी बात.
बहुत
Thank
अच्छी
you, sir.
बहुत
Thank you, sir.
appreciable. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, sir, for your valuable information related to weather forecasting for
you.
improving agro advisories.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, madam.
Now it's turn for
Thank you.
Ms. Naina Sharma, PhD scholar, K.R. Manglam University, Gurugram. And second author of upcoming paper is Dr. Tanya Gupta ma'am, Professor Dean, School of Education, K.R. Manglam University, Gurugram. And the title of her paper is Indian Knowledge System, Integration and Internationalization. Over to you, ma'am. Ms. Naina
Naina
Sharma.
Sharma,
Good evening, all of you. I hope.
open your video and also share your PPT if you have to.
Good evening. I hope I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to place the PPT.
Naina ma'am, you have 8 minutes presentation for presentation.
Yes,
only.
ma'am. Yes.
Please be in time. संजय जी, और भी जो पार्टिसिपेंट है इनसे पीपीटी मांग लीजिए, वो आपको सेंड कर दें अगर जिनको दिक्कत है।
हाँ, मेरे ख्याल
Next
से
slide.
वो अनीता शाह मैम अगर आपके पास हो तो मुझे ना व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए, अगर कहीं कोई किसी को प्रॉब्लम होगी तो
नेक्स्ट जो भी पार्टिसिपेंट अगर करना चाहे तो वो सर को पीपीटी भेज सकते हैं इन एडवांस।
नहीं ना, अगर आपको
ताकि
टाइम चाहिए तो नेक्स्ट पार्टिसिपेंट को बुला लेते हैं, तब तक आप अपना सेटअप कर लो। ठीक,
Okay, sir, because I'm trying, so I'm just stuck.
अनीता मैम नेक्स्ट को कॉल कर लो फिर
आप मैम को या सर को सेंड करो बेटा। ये
Sir, I will try for Naina ma'am's PPT slideshow. Shall I try?
हाँ, कर दो फटाफट अगर कर सकते तो। अच्छा तो रहेगा, आप नेक्स्ट को कॉल कर दो और उसी बीच में मुझे भेज दो सारी पीपीटीज, मैं देख लूंगा फिर फटाफट।
नेक्स्ट इनको बुला लो, डॉक्टर चंद्रावती एंड विधि ढोंडिया।
आप उन्हें कॉल कर लीजिए, टाइम मिलेगा तब तक मैं पीपीटीज मुझे सारी भेज दीजिए, मैं अरेंज कर लूंगा अपने पास।
Okay, sir, I will. Now, I would like to invite Professor Chandravati Joshi, Assistant Professor, Government PG College, Gopeshwar Chamoli. And the title of our paper is Indian Knowledge System and Sustainable Development. Second author of this paper is Dr. Vidhi Dondial, Assistant Professor, Government PG College, Gopeshwar Chamoli. Over to you, ma'am.
विधि तो नहीं है अवेलेबल, और
चंद्रावती
डॉक्टर चंद्राधरी यादव जो हैं वो, उनका ना ऑडियो नहीं काम कर, उन्होंने ऑडियो ऑन नहीं कर रखा अपना, भी ऑडियो में प्रॉब्लम है ये।
Then I will go for next, ma'am, sir.
हाँ, कर लो आप, तब तक वो कर लेंगे अरेंज, तब तक आप नेक्स्ट को कॉल कर लो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
Now, I would like to invite Dr. Sandeep Kumar, Assistant Professor, District Institute of Education and Training, Daryaganj, New Delhi. And the co-author of this paper is Dr. Ram Kishore, Principal, District Institute of Education and Training, Daryaganj, New Delhi. Title है इस पेपर का भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा द्वारा वर्तमान शिक्षा में आरोपण, एक स्वस्थ चिंतन। Over to you, sir.
संदीप कुमार।
जी धन्यवाद सर, धन्यवाद मैम। मेरी आवाज आ पा रही है?
जी सर।
जी सुन पा रहे हैं, आप बोलिए।
जी सबको मेरा नमस्कार। जो मेरा शीर्षक है वह है भारतीय, एक मिनट सर,
आप इसको स्लाइड उस पे करिए ना, इधर आइए, स्लाइड शो
वही कर रहा हूँ, स्लाइड शो।
संजय जी, ये चंद्रावती मैम के नाम से विधि ढोंडियाल इस समय जुड़ी हुई है और वो कह रही है वो अपना वीडियो ऑन करने की कोशिश की, कर नहीं पा रही है, तो जरा उनको अलाउ करिएगा। इसके बाद
किस नाम से जुड़े हुए हैं ये बताइए मैम आप मुझे।
ये चंद्रावती नाम से जुड़ी हुई है, जो आप कह रहे हैं कि वो अनम्यूट नहीं कर रहे।
चंद्रावती नाम से तो मैंने उनको बना दिया मैम को होस्ट, परमिशंस दे दी, अब तो उन्हीं की तरफ से होना है जो कुछ होना है।
हाँ ठीक है, चलिए ये कंटिन्यू करिए आप प्लीज।
जी थैंक यू मैम। हाँ, मेरा शीर्षक है भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा द्वारा वर्तमान शिक्षा में मूल्यों का आरोपण, एक स्वस्थ चिंतन।
मैंने तुम्हें को-होस्ट बना दिया है, तो अपना अनम्यूट करो खुद को।
किसी भी मानव के लिए शिक्षा एक अत्यंत आवश्यक प्रक्रिया है जिसका मूल उद्देश्य, मानव में समझ और समृद्धि के साथ समाज में आवश्यकता भागीदारी के लिए तैयार करना है। बेसिकली अगर हम राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 की बात भी करें तो जिसमें होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट की बात की गई है कि किसी भी बालक का जो विकास हो वो संपूर्ण विकास हो, जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं कि उसका कौशल भी उसमें आए और कौशल के साथ साथ उसका जो एटीट्यूड है, मानसिक यानी कि भावनात्मक विकास भी हो। जब दोनों तरह का विकास होगा तो व्यक्ति का संपूर्ण विकास हो पाएगा। तो इसी संदर्भ में राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति 2020 भी कहती है कि शिक्षा विद्यार्थियों के जीवन के सभी पक्षों और क्षमताओं का संतुलित विकास करे इसके लिए पाठ्यक्रम में विज्ञान और गणित के अलावा बुनियादी कला, शिल्प, मानविकी, खेल और फिटनेस, भाषाओं, साहित्य, संस्कृति और मूल्य का अवश्य ही समावेश किया जाए। शिक्षा से चरित्र निर्माण होना चाहिए। शिक्षार्थियों में नैतिकता, तार्किकता, करुणा और संवेदनशीलता विकसित होनी चाहिए। तो जो मेरा इसी संदर्भ में जो मुख्य शब्द हैं, कीवर्ड्स हैं, उनको मैं थोड़ा बताना चाहूंगा। भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा से क्या तात्पर्य है? भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा भारतीय धार्मिकता, दर्शन और विज्ञान की प्राचीन समृद्ध परंपरा है, जिसमें धार्मिक तत्व, विज्ञान और भौतिक जगत के बारे में ज्ञान का संग्रहण होता है। मूल्य से जो यहाँ तात्पर्य है, व्यवस्था के अर्थ में उपयोगिता ही मूल्य है। इस पूरी कायनात को अगर देखेंगे तो सभी इकाइयां किसी न किसी मूल्य के साथ हैं, उसकी कोई ना कोई भागीदारी है इस पूरी व्यवस्था में। इसमें कुछ हिस्सा लिया गया है भारतीय दर्शन है, मध्यस्थ दर्शन। यह एक दार्शनिक धारणा है जो मानव जीवन और जगत के मूल तत्वों को सह अस्तित्व के वाद के माध्यम से समझने का प्रयास करती है। शिक्षा में समायोजन से तात्पर्य शिक्षा प्रक्रिया में पाठ्यक्रम, विषय और प्रयासों का योग्यता और उद्देश्यों के साथ अद्वितीय रूप से आयोजन और नियोजन करने की प्रक्रिया से है। अध्ययन की आवश्यकता। वर्तमान समाज में व्यवहारिक स्तर पर मूल्यों में गिरावट देखी जा रही है, और इसी में कुछ एक दो बात और ऐड करना चाहूंगा। अगर वर्तमान समाज में देखें, जहां हमने विज्ञान के स्तर पर, भौतिकता के स्तर पर बहुत तरक्की की है, वर्तमान में अभी हम चंद्रयान 3 भी लेकर गए हैं, लेकिन वहीं दूसरे ऊपर अगर देखें, हम संबंधों में कहाँ हैं, मूल्यों में कहाँ हैं। आज पूरे समाज में मूल्यों के अंदर गिरावट है। संबंधों को आप देख सकते हैं कि परिवार में जिस तरह की टूटन है और न्यायालयों में जिस तरह के केस है, उसमें 84% केसेस उन लोगों के हैं जिनको हम अपना मानते हैं। अपने ही लोगों के साथ हमारे लड़ाई और झगड़े हैं। तो हम देख पा रहे कि समाज में मूल्यों के स्तर पर बहुत भारी गिरावट है। आज की शिक्षा में मूल्यों का स्वरूप और उसकी महत्व को समझना हमारी आवश्यकता है कि हम इसको वर्तमान शिक्षा में कैसे समायोजित करें। मेरे जो इस उद्देश्य हैं वो इस प्रकार हैं। भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा में मूल्यों को वर्तमान शिक्षा प्रणाली में समायोजन करना, शिक्षा के माध्यम से विद्यार्थियों को समर्थ नागरिक, आध्यात्मिक विकास और सामाजिक न्याय में सशक्त बनाना, विद्यार्थियों को भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा के मूल्यों के साथ विश्वासी, संवाद प्रिय और समृद्ध नागरिक बनाना। यह एक विश्लेषणात्मक अध्ययन है। इस शोध आलेख में शिक्षा नीतियों, शोध निष्कर्षों, भारतीय प्राचीन ग्रंथों का विश्लेषण किया गया है। नई शिक्षा नीति 2020 और भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा के मूल्यों का वर्तमान शिक्षा में समावेशन हेतु तथ्यों का विश्लेषण किया गया है। भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा और मूल्यों का महत्व, उसमें जो बेसिक है वो है समृद्धता का स्रोत है समृद्धता। अभी हम अमीरी और गरीबी की बात करते हैं, लेकिन समृद्धता को हम ऑब्जेक्टिवली कैसे क्लासरूम में डिलीवर करें, ये महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा है। आध्यात्मिक और मानवीय मूल्य, इनको हम कैसे डिलीवर करें, ये मुद्दा है। सांस्कृतिक समझ, ये हमें भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा ही हमारा उसका आधार हो सकती है। विचारशीलता और नवाचार, यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा मध्यस्थ दर्शन के अंदर जो मूल्य हैं वो करीब 30 मूल्य दिए गए हैं जो पूरे एग्जिस्टेंस में है। उसमें से मैं सिर्फ 9 मूल्यों की चर्चा करना चाहूंगा जो यूनिवर्सल है, पूरी धरती के सभी मानव में समान रूप से इसकी चाहत है। विश्वास, विश्वास हम सभी लोग चाहते हैं। अभी मैंने कहा था कि हम इसको शिक्षा में ऑब्जेक्टिवली कैसे पढ़ाएं। जिस तरह से हमने साइंस को, फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री को ऑब्जेक्टिवली पढ़ाया, यूनिवर्सली पढ़ाया, इसी तरह से हम भावों को, मूल्यों को कैसे ऑब्जेक्टिवली डिलीवर कर सकते हैं, यहाँ उसकी बात है। तो भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा को अगर हम देखें तो विश्वास मतलब उपयोगिता की निश्चितता। अगर हम एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे समझना चाहें, जिस तरह से पेट्रोल का उपयोगिता निश्चित है, उसकी कीमत कम ज्यादा हो सकती है, लेकिन उसका जो उपयोगिता निश्चित है, इस तरह से यूनिवर्सल है। तो अगर हम इस आधार पर इसको समझेंगे तो विश्वास की चाहत पूरी एग्जिस्टेंस में हर मानव के अंदर है जो विश्वास के साथ जीना चाहता है। नेक्स्ट मूल्य है सम्मान मूल्य। ऐसे ही स्नेह मूल्य, स्नेह मतलब संबंध की स्वीकृति। तो जैसे किसी संबंध की स्वीकृति होती है तो मेरा व्यवहार, मेरा बिहेवियर, मेरा आचरण उसके प्रति एक अलग तरह का व्यवहार होने लगता है, अपनेपन का व्यवहार होने लगता है। ममता मूल्य, ये माता से जुड़ा है जो मेरे शरीर के संदर्भ में मेरे भोजन का ख्याल रखती है। कृतज्ञता का अर्थ है कि मैं इस एग्जिस्टेंस में जिससे भी मेरे उन्नति में सहायता मिली हो, वो मेरा गुरु हो, माता पिता हो, नेचर हो,
डॉक्टर
तमाम के
संदीप
प्रति। जी मैम।
प्लीज समराइज करिए जरा, है ना, जल्दी, क्योंकि
जी
अभी
मैम,
आप एक
विदिन
एक
1
को
मिनट
डिस्क्राइब करेंगे तो इट विल टेक मच टाइम।
मैम, विदिन 1 मिनट, बस 1 मिनट में कंप्लीट करता हूँ। वात्सल्य, श्रद्धा, गौरव और प्रेम, ये टोटल 9 मूल्य है।
हाँ,
हाँ जी। तो निष्कर्ष है, मूल्यों का वर्तमान शिक्षा में समायोजन हेतु सुझाव कि हम जो वर्तमान शिक्षा है उसमें भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा के संरक्षण और प्रचार की आवश्यकता है, हम उसको डिसेमिनेट करें। मानव मूल्यों का अध्ययन की आवश्यकता है, शिक्षा प्रणाली में सुधार की आवश्यकता है, शिक्षा का अद्यतनीकरण, मॉडर्नाइजेशन करें और मूल्यों के बारे में संवाद करें। बस संक्षेप में एक ही बात कहना चाहूंगा कि जिस प्रकार हमने फिजिकल वर्ल्ड यानी कि जड़ संसार को तार्किकता के साथ पढ़ा है, इसी तरह से हम चैतन्य संसार यानी कि भावों की दुनिया को भी हम वैज्ञानिकता के साथ पढ़ सकते हैं, पढ़ा सकते हैं और शिक्षा में आने वाली पीढ़ी को डिलीवर कर सकते हैं।
जी जी
जी, थैंक यू सो मच।
धन्यवाद सर, आपकी सुंदर प्रस्तुतिकरण के लिए शुक्रिया।
थैंक यू मैम।
नाउ
डॉक्टर संजय, ये विधि जो है वो जुड़ गई है उनके माध्यम से, लेकिन वो कह रही है कि वो कर नहीं पा रही है, तो कैसे इनको वो किया जाए, देखिएगा।
विधि को
वो कह
आप
रही है,
एक काम कीजिए,
सर मैंने
देखिए
उनका वीडियो भेजा है आपको, वो भेज दिया है पावर पॉइंट आपको।
नहीं, अभी पहले ना उसका आ गया मेरे पास, नैना का करा लें, उसके बाद विधि का करा लेते हैं। नैना का रेडी है बिल्कुल।
ठीक है, हाँ, पहले नैना का कराइए। जी जी,
हाँ जी, उसके बाद फिर विधि
वेलकम
का।
नैना।
Evening to one and all. Thank you.
यस, नैना यू कैन स्टार्ट।
Yes. Yes. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahi Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Gayatri is the name of the goddess of the Vedic meter in which the verse is composed. O the mightiest of the god, ideal Purusha Mahadeva, bless and enlighten me with the knowledge. According to the ancient text, he is the one who established the Guru Shishya Parampara. So good evening to all the gurus and my dear contemporary paper presenters. My name is Naina Sharma, is about to present a paper on Indian knowledge system, integration and internationalization. So can you please change the slide?
यस
यस,
Okay, so the main focus of this paper is to present the Indian knowledge system. We need to understand the strength of Indian knowledge system. And we must also keep the current education system integrated with the Indian knowledge system, but not with a separate identity. The question is why? Why are we insisting so much of Indian knowledge system? Why are we putting so much of effort? To answer through this question is not even a single thought that has not been thought of in India, which is not rooted in Upanishad. Ancient Indian education system properly balanced with the integration of skills and knowledge. The ancient Indian education system is entirely teaching, learning activities based on abilities, capabilities, aptitude, and attitude of the learner. The uniqueness of this particular Indian knowledge system is to identify individuals' ability and focusing on individuals' differences as potential. Indian knowledge system is very individualistic in nature. Learning system never ends, they say. So can you please change the slide?
यस प्लीज,
In an example, we have
वेट अ मिनट।
Yes.
Okay.
Taking an example, we have Aitreya Upanishad, which states of Vamadeva, who starts speak of subtle truth of nature while he's still in his mother's womb. Or taking an example of Vetika, the wife of sage Vedavyasa, who's pregnant with the son Shukadeva. He has gained 64 knowledge or kalas and inside the womb, and he's now adamant and determined not to take birth for the next. He's practicing yoga and meditation in the womb. Now, the focal point is actually the 64 colors. The focal point is not just to focus on the traditions, but we must also create that India's, yes, the next slide. Yes, India's age-old tradition, what is this? They are coming down over centuries uninterrupted. When they were written down, they became systemized. So when they become systemized, we call them through various ways like Vedas, Upavedas, Upavedas, Vedanganas, and many more. Now, they don't just give us the bookish knowledge, they give us the standard of life with cultural tradition, wisdom, scientific and philosophical principles and methodologies. They just don't create us as a bookish person, but they create us as a character or a personality of a person. When we focus on the Chaturvidya Dasha, we need to understand that it is not only the 64 colors, the fine arts, but we also have 14 lower branches of knowledge as disciplines, comprising of 4 Vedas, 4 Upavedas, 4 Vedanganas, and 4 Upavedanganas. Can you please change the slide, sir? Yes. Now, what is the problem that we need to address? Over centuries, the Western perception has leading us to our education system. And for some reason, either they were being rejected or they were being ignored from the mainstream of education. The moment we start losing confidence in ourselves from our indigenous system of education, we got completely derooted. So for us, to Indianize is the main focal point. And obviously, the advancement of new technologies has bring humanity to the edge of big trouble. Defaming or mishandling of our books like Manusmriti or other Smritis, or not giving much importance to the Vedas or the Ramayanas or Mahabharata is also one of the leading reasons why we are forgetting our roots. And obviously, the false accusation and misleading interpretations of Indian traditions or knowledge system by the so-called intellectuals has also made our education system completely deroot. Some also say that Indian education system is very endocentric. It only comprised of the rishis, no single woman has been depicted as a person who has given some input. But when we talk about Veda as a Purushaya, there were these revelations, these Vedic revelations were not only given by male, they were also given by females. And taking an example of 2 epics or female protagonists like CTPDCON-ERA or Mina Kalakai, they are the 2 worlds epics that are solely on basis of female. Some also suggest that Indian knowledge system is only giving us spirituality. It is not giving us something which is scientific, or it is not giving us a real approach towards life. But if we talk about our education system, the Gurukul system, or the vast knowledge that we have come from, it is clearly to misguide us or to deroot us. So can you please change the slide? Yes. Now, what is the solution to these problems? Most importantly, as educationalists, we must fervently support the Indian education system, especially the ancient one. We must Indianize it to the core that we must create a knowledge and skill and wisdom to back then when we used to have. And most importantly, it is very, very important to emphasize Indian worldview in the educational system. Why do we always state what the Westerners has to say about Indian education system. Why cannot we state what do we think about them? So it is always important to integrate these Indian worldview into the curriculum. It is fine to obviously offer Western philosophy as an option, but we should not take Indian knowledge system at its expense. And obviously, when we talk about the history and the scriptures with the perspective that it is very, we should take pride as an Indian to have an Indian knowledge system with such vast heritage, and we should not just keep it to bookish knowledge or museum. Rather, we must, take an effort to bring those changes in day-to-day life.
Thank you, Nana.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks, Nana, for explaining the
Nice
topic.
presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now,
आई नीड 1 मिनट उस वीडियो डाउनलोड करने के लिए, क्योंकि पीपीटी मुझे ही शेयर करनी थी ना ये वाली, तो मैं फिर कर।
ये विधि की पीपीटी आपको मिल गई है?
यस, मैंने सेंड कर दी सर को। सर एक बार आप कर लें। हाँ।
कैमरा ऑन कर लें, कहीं इनसे कहिए, अदरवाइज। हाँ दीदी, क्या दिक्कत है? सर ये विधि कह रही है कि इसमें आ रहा है इनका कि होस्ट इज नॉट अलाउइंग यू। इसमें बार बार ये आ रहा है कि होस्ट आपको अलाउ नहीं कर रहे हैं। देखिएगा, विधि कह रही है। Who are these?
यस मैम, मैंने होस्ट तो इतनी टाइम से कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि वो कनेक्ट हो पाए। मैं फिर से देखता हूँ, 1 मिनट। विधि आपने बताया ना?
ये चंद्रावती उनके नाम से कर रही है। चंद्रावती जोशी जो है, क्या है इनके नाम?
इनका देखिए, एक नाम आ रहा है मुझे, डॉक्टर चंद्राधारी यादव। ये तो नहीं है?
नहीं नहीं नहीं।
और तो फिर इसलिए नहीं कर पा रही क्योंकि मैंने इनको परमिशन दी थी, जबकि आप एग्जैक्ट स्पेलिंग बताइए मुझे किस नाम से। फिर वो चंद्र, ऐसा कुछ मिल नहीं रहा मुझे मेरे।
नहीं, चंद्रधारी, हाँ मुझे भी नहीं दिखाई दिया, तभी मैं पूछ रही हूँ ना इनसे।
क्योंकि मुझे इस लिस्ट में वो नाम जो आप कह रहे हैं वो नजर नहीं आ रहा। पीपीटी तो मेरे पास आ गई उनकी।
हाँ विधि, तुम किस नाम से ज्वाइन कर रही हो? इसमें कहीं हम तो नहीं ढूंढ पा रहे तुम्हें। हाँ हाँ, नमस्कार। हाँ तो किस नाम से आप इसमें आ रही हैं? आप बताइए ना, हम तो ढूंढ नहीं पा रहे हैं आपको। नहीं आ रहा है ना, तभी तो हम तो आपको ढूंढ ही नहीं पा रहे हैं। आप बताइए इसमें देखकर आप कहाँ पर हैं?
आपका मतलब टाइटल क्या आ रहा है, किस नाम
हाँ
से?
टाइटल क्या है? लैपटॉप आपका है बट नाम आपका नहीं आ रहा है इसमें।
इनको पता चल जाएगा, इनका मतलब खुद देखेंगी तो क्या लिखा हुआ आ रहा है।
नहीं, आप कैमरा ऑन कर पा रहे हैं? कुछ भी ऑडियो या कैमरा दोनों नहीं काम कर रहे?
1 मिनट रुकिए मैम, ऑडियो के लिए बोलिए उनसे, ऑडियो कर पाएंगे वो। ऑडियो के लिए बोल दीजिए आप।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, हो गया शायद।
हाँ जी। I have joined it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Slide share, ma'am. Will you?
Oh my
slide
God,
share
this
मुझे करना है।
PC।
1 मिनट रुकिए, मुझे किस किस नाम से मैम कनेक्टेड है?
ये दिस पीसी है शायद, ये देखिए ये दिखा रहा है।
ये
दिस पीसी।
अच्छा,
दिस पीसी। अच्छा अच्छा, इसमें नाम नहीं है।
1 मिनट रुक जाइए अभी, पहले आप आपको ना परमिशंस दे दें, उसके बाद 1 मिनट।
पीसी आया होगा ना।
और
माय गॉड, कैसे ढूंढते हो तुमको विदाउट नहीं? एनोनिमस को ढूंढना तो बहुत मुश्किल है।
और एक बार मैंने फिर सबको मतलब म्यूट कर दिया है, तो आप जब भी बोलेंगे अनम्यूट कर लीजिएगा अपने आप को। विधि अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को।
Okay.
जी सर, हाँ जी सर,
आप कर पा रहे हैं ना आप?
हाँ जी, हो गया है।
चलिए
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
8 मिनट्स है आपके पास डॉक्टर विधि,
जी
8
जी जी
मिनट है
मैम,
आपके
ओके
पास जी।
जी मैम। Good evening, all the delegates present over here, honorable chairperson of this session, respected expert members and the convener members, and all the delegate participating in this conference today. The topic on which I shall be presenting is Indian knowledge system and sustainable development. Well, a lot has been talked about sustainability and a concept of Indian knowledge system in the previous discussions. We know that India, the land of Ganga, is demarcated by the perennial and spontaneous flow of knowledge since time immemorial.
स्लाइड आगे बढ़ाओ, स्लाइड आगे बढ़ाइए।
Okay. It is the land where knowledge is disseminated in the form of Vedas, Purans, Upanishad, Dharam Shastra, Darshana, and ideologies of great philosophers and thinkers. The Indian knowledge system is thus a systematic transmission of traditional knowledge from one generation to the next. The research and exploration of this knowledge has always been focused
विधि
for the
जब भी
benefit of
स्लाइड को
entire.
विधि जब भी स्लाइड को नेक्स्ट करना होगा ना तो आप बताएंगे, ऐसे नहीं पता चलेगा।
ओके सर, ओके। अभी सर, अभी आप रुकिएगा यहाँ पर। Well, the research and exploration of this knowledge has always been focused for the benefit of entire mankind, and it is profoundly rooted in Indian culture, philosophy, and spirituality accumulated over thousands of years. A short glance of this Indian traditional knowledge system has been presented in this slide. I would request you to please move on to slide number 2.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in this slide, we will talk about the relevance of IKS, Indian knowledge system. As we can see, the entire arena of Indian knowledge system comprising of Ayurveda, Yoga, Vedanta, and Vedic sciences are serving humanity to achieve the wholesome goals of sustainable development. Now, what is sustainable development? So please move on to the next slide. Now, what is sustainable development? It has already been discussed that it is the development that meets the need of present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Well, we can say that it is a collection of methods to create and sustain development in order to relieve poverty, create equitable standards of living, satisfying the basic needs, establishing sustainable political practices without any irreversible damage to the nature. Now, how can Indian knowledge system foster the sustainable development? We know that Indian knowledge system has been nourished in a rich and diverse cultural heritage, spiritual aroma, and essence of Vedic text. And this truly reflects the spirit of sustainability since ages. In Prithvi Suktam, in Atharveda, it is rightly reflected the virtue that is Mata Bhumi Putro Aham Prithvaya. And this acknowledges a sign of reverence towards nature, which we worship in the form of trees, mountains, rivers as a symbol of God. Actually, it is these virtues that substantiate the whole idea of sustainable development. So please move on to the next slide. These eternal values of love for Mother Nature have ventured to discover a natural mechanism that is a mechanism of coping the environmental challenges and meeting out our needs without impairing the ecological balance. This mechanism is known as traditional knowledge. Now, we need to know what is the need of Indian knowledge system for sustainable development. The few points that I will highlight right now. The hazardous impact of industrialization and urbanization has costed severely on environment and biodiversity. The second thing, even the scientists find themselves stuck in conundrums when it comes to choosing between development and protecting our environment. These are thus there is a dire need to bring sustainability amidst the incessant pace of development that is jeopardizing the future existence of man and his environment. So please move on to the next slide. Next slide, sir. Now, let us talk about the scope of Indian knowledge system for sustainable development. So before discussing these scopes, it shall be relevant to quote Albert Einstein, who said, "We owe a lot to ancient Indians, teaching us how to count, without which most modern discoveries would have been impossible." We couldn't have talked about modern innovations, science, technological developments without the basic framework of generalities like the concept of zero, decimal system, trigonometry, and other such fundamentals, which are the contribution of great Indian minds. Similarly, the indigenous practices to save crops and improving the fertility of soils by using neem leaves and as a pesticide, and practicing shifting cultivation, rotation of the crops. All these are our traditional practices, which are further promoting the sustainability. Today, when we come to the yoga methods of our health issues. Today, when we talk about yoga, we know that we celebrate 21st June as the International Yoga Day. We are well aware of the impact of Ashtanga Yoga and its health benefits. Yoga is not just a system of physical posture, rather it is much more profound and much more subtle, having a deep spiritual significance. The Bhagavad Gita says that yoga is the journey of man within himself through his own medium. Similarly, Ayurveda and various alternative medications system in India are treating our ailments without any side effects. Well, sir, let us move to another slide. Now we come to sustainable living. This is another aspect. This is another virtue that we are aspiring through Indian knowledge system. And the recent G20 summit held in New Delhi reflect on this theme, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, and one future. Lastly, we cannot omit to mention the forest conservation movement that were carried out in various parts of the country, especially the Chipko movement of Uttarakhand, which was initiated by local women as a resistance against commercial felling of forest trees. All these steps strongly reflect our moral, ethical, and emotional inclination towards preserving the nature first before satisfying our own needs. Definitely, the knowledge we inherit is a treasure for the entire humanity and needs to be preserved. It shouldn't get ruined as a consequence of development activities and youth migration, and for this, various patents and acts must be framed. Realizing this importance of sustainability in development process, the international communities have been making various efforts since 1992. We are quite aware of the well-known Rio Conference of United Nations on Environment. And recently in 2015, the international community came up with 17 SDGs. Similarly, the United Nations Development Program for Universal Action in order to end poverty and adopting sustainable practices to protect our planet Earth. So please move on to the next slide. Now, various steps have been enumerated by UNESCO in order to foster the traditional knowledge for the sustainable development. This includes ensuring full support for the using of traditional knowledge. Second, respecting the social and cultural practices, recognizing their rights, imparting them all the informations, and incorporating partnerships. Beside this, promoting training to equip them in a better manner. So now let us move on to the last slide, sir. Proceeding towards the end, we can now conclude in the words of Dr. Kalam that ancient India was a knowledge society that contributed a great deal of civilization. We need to recover this status and become a knowledge power. Spirituality must be integrated with education. Thus, we realize that the proper amalgamation of Vedic technique and modern scientific knowledge can combat the menace of environmental degradation with the touch of sustainability, thereby attaining the true spirit of Vedic mantra, which goes as Om Dhyoho Shanti Antarikshaha Shanti Prithviha Shanti Rapaha Shanti Aushadhiya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Redhi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your beautiful presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Now we are moving forward, and I would like to invite Ms. Shabnam, JRF, PhD scholar, Department of TT, NFE, IASE, Faculty of Education, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Title of her paper is Environmental Concern, Issue Impact, Mitigation and Education. Over to you, ma'am.
शबनम नाम से तो कोई नहीं है मैम लिस्ट में।
हाँ, किसी और के उससे कर रही हैं शायद ये भी, देखिए पूछिए।
एक मिनट मैम। शबनम अपने आप को अनम्यूट कीजिए।
Sir, Shabnam has already presented. So her name was there by mistake. She's just texted me.
ओके
Yes, sir.
ओके। अनीता मैम इसके अलावा कोई और अनीता साहब?
Yes,
हाँ है, नेक्स्ट को कॉल कर लीजिए।
हाँ जी, I would like to
अभिजीत भट्टाचार्य।
इसके अलावा भी और कौन, कितने लोग और मैम?
नहीं, अभिजीत इज द लास्ट।
ओके।
Assistant Professor, Government College of Art and Craft, Agartala, Tripura, India.
अभिजीत भी नजर नहीं आ रहे मुझे। अभिजीत अगर है तो आप ना या तो हैंड्स रेज कीजिए या फिर आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए अपने आप को। अभिजीत।
हाँ, किसी और के नाम से अगर आप हैं तो प्लीज टेल अस। कोई नहीं है?
हाँ, आई थिंक ओवर। सो यू कैन प्रोसीड अनीता साय मैम।
Okay, sir. We are indeed gaining a wealth of knowledge today. May I invite today's co-chair, Dr. Anita Singh, to summarize the session and address the participants of the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. May I first of all congratulate CTPD India and all its organizers for this wonderful first international conference 2023 on educational reforms and advancement, especially at a time when it is most needed, as we are facing so many global challenges in all aspects, be it social, be it economical, be it environment, or be it our security concerns. Therefore, I feel privileged and honored to have co-chaired this plenary session 1.4 on Indian knowledge system and some reflection for global integration. Today's session has given us vast insight. It has been very exhaustive and wholesome, considering the views that we got from the Indian knowledge system, which is the ancient Vedic system of the past. The success of a conference always depends upon its organizers and the talented panel of speakers. Today we had 5 speakers, all very talented. I must, at the outset, congratulate all our presenters for this interesting and thought-provoking session on Indian knowledge system. Indian knowledge system, which comprises of Gyan, Vigyan, Jivan Darshan, evolved out of experience, observation, experiential learning, and analysis. Indian knowledge system is a methodological transmission of knowledge from one generation to the next. I heard our chairperson, Professor Dr. Savitha Rawat, who spoke at length and in depth on the Indian knowledge system, stating examples from Kautilya and connecting it to the NAP system, which the Ministry of India has launched. And one very key factor which you talked about was the tech challenge, the AI real-time challenge that we all will be facing in the near future. And that is one very important point we need to ponder upon. And how do we get to inculcate it into our system so that we are able to manage it properly. Our first presenter, Dr. Prerna Vashisht, who spoke on Indian knowledge system, fostering peace, value education for sustainable development of the world, talked about all the global challenges, whether it was health hazards, exhausting natural resources, value crisis, hatred, terrorism, economic disparity, materialism, all that we see today. Whenever we open the TV and the news, we are hearing all this. And the important factors which she brought to light was that education can only change this worldly order where we are facing so many challenges. Her stress was mainly on peace education and value education, which she stated that it goes hand in hand for any holistic change to occur in the world. And it is so very true. Our second presenter, Dr. V.V. Ravi, who is also a MA and PhD in astrology, talked about ancient wisdom, weather forecasting. And so wonderfully, he brought to light the movement of the celestial bodies, which can predict the weather. If we go back to our ancient times, we know in Mesopotamia, this was the knowledge that was used for weather forecasting and agro cultivation. Even today, we see that there are countries like Dubai, which does not have rainfall, but they are into cloud seeding. The new word cloud seeding, most of you must have heard. So this is what he was talking about. This was already there in our system. It is so interesting to see that whatever we hear, new things in this world today, it's already existing in our ancient texts. And we must go back to the ancient texts. It was just a few years back that I came to ponder upon the ancient texts. And I realized that whatever knowledge I had at that time was so superficial. I'm still learning in this particular field. And he mentioned about the Hora, the Jagannath Hora, which can teach you about the celestial movement in the solar system, by which you can predict not only weather, but n number of things which we cannot even think about. I saw in his presentation, there was a nakshatra Rohini mentioned as far as the rain was concerned. That was also a very important factor. He talked about Mars going ahead of Sun, or Sun going ahead of, Mars, and that's how we get excess rain or less rain. So in little of my teachings, what I have learned, that Mars is a very fiery planet. It's fire. So fire naturally is effective in reducing water. Wherever there is more fire, naturally the water will evaporate. So it has something to do with that. It was an eye-opener presentation from his side, and I was observing that everybody was appreciating and wanting to learn more about it. And even I too was very enthusiastic to know more insight into it. And next presenter, Naina Sharma, who is a PhD scholar, who talked about Indian knowledge system integration and internationalization, stressed on the strength of the Indian education in integration. It is only the Indian knowledge system that can integrate by focusing on individual person. She talked about Upanishad, which focuses on taking out the potential of an individual personality by seeing the key factors like capability, ability, aptitude, etc. And she took so much pride in explaining the Indian knowledge system. The divine source of knowledge that she called was very interesting to note. Our next presenter, Professor Chandravati Joshi, who talked about Indian knowledge system and sustainable development, gave a wonderful overview and relevance of our Indian knowledge system, which has been there for the past thousands of years and which is rooted into reality. This is the point that she stressed upon, that it is real time. It is true today, it will be true tomorrow, and it was true in the past also. She talked about how humanity today can use it for sustainable development. Development and environmental protection, she talked about, were the two factors which are creating confusion in the whole world. And she ended with a beautiful quote of the Shanti Mantra, from our Vedic text. the last presenter, Dr. Sandeep Kumar, gave us a profound insight into the universal human values. He brought to light the main 9 universal values which are needed today: faith, respect, love, compassion, pride, and many more. So he talked about relationship. Relationship is something which we are lacking in the world today. And that is why he stressed on the point that we must develop a student's personality in 360 degrees parameter, because the whole world is connected and whole individuals in the world are connected to each other. So this is what all the presenters gave their presentation. I'm thankful to them that they gave such a wonderful overview of the complete Indian knowledge system and how we can use it for the future. In the end, I must say that the deliberations of today's session has brought about a lot of learning outcomes, which we must nurture. We must make use of them in order to strengthen our existing system and move forward to a more sustainable and globally integrated world. With this, I thank all our presenters and all our organizers today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Your insights have been profound and shall serve as a guiding force to one and all in this session. We eagerly await insights and reflection on the proceedings of this session. May I invite today's chair, Professor Dr. Rawat, for the closing remarks. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, I like to congratulate CTPDCON-ERA 2023, its organizers, the CTPD family, for organizing such a brilliant international seminar on a brilliant topic. After conduction of this kind of educational events and after incorporation of IKS in education system, the global footprints of Indian knowledge, culture, philosophy, spirituality will be seen everywhere on global platform. Our ancient heritage is full of treasures which need to be preserved, documented, and propagated. There are various examples of science-based practices and knowledge from ancient India, which we can find relevant still in the modern world. We practice it regularly in daily life. All the papers presented on human value, peace education, environment concern, and I like which was the amazing presentation by Dr. V.V. Ravi. It was wonderful presentation and very new to us actually. And as ma'am said, it was interesting, and I'm also interested in learning more and more in this field too. And Dr. Sanjay has promised that V.V. Ravi will be given, Dr. V.V. Ravi will be given chance to present it in forum next time, and full time will be given to Dr. V.V. Ravi so that everybody can listen him curiously. I'm very much curious to listen him.
Only speaking.
Today, this knowledge is much needed for the knowledge diplomacy, which is going to rule the international relations in future world. This is what brings the power to any country. So, I hope this international seminar will succeed to put all the unexplored areas of our international Indian knowledge system on global platform, and through the presentation of research papers by our learned faculty and research scholars on IKS in this very session will further explore and open the doors for amalgamation of and also make us enable to use it for mankind and nature. This will also encourage research scholars to take IKS in their research projects and exploring the hidden treasure of IKS, and the result will be it will be blended with the modern lifestyle of ours. I hope the day will come and we will pride on IKS, Indian knowledge system. With this, I call the session off, closed. Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay ji. Thank you, Tanya ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Anita Singh ma'am. And thank you, Dr. Anita Sai, for helping me a lot, sharing my job.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Thanks to all participants. And I declare this session closed.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Rawat, for your insightful closing remarks. Your words have provided us with the profound perspective on the significance of this session. Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to draw the curtains on this enlightening technical session at CTPD-CON-ERA 2023, it is my pleasure to invite a distinguished individual among us, Professor Dr. Sanjay Kumar sir, to express our collective gratitude and appreciation for the valuable insight we have gained today. Professor Dr. Sanjay Kumar is President CTPD and Principal, Saraswati College of Professional Studies, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, India. Dr. Sanjay Kumar is a postgraduate in Education, Management, Commerce, and Marketing Management. He is also UGC NET qualified in Education, Commerce, and Management. He has a doctorate degree in Business and Management from JNU, Jaipur. He possesses more than 20 years of rich experience in academic, administration, research, accreditation, and online education. He has contributed more than 10 research papers in UGC notified national and international journals. He has successfully conducted more than 30 online workshops on digital skills for teachers during 2021 and 21-22. He has presented more than 15 papers in national conference on the topic digital skills, virtual classroom, digital citizenship, and digital safety for teachers. He has developed an online 30 hours certified digital teacher course for all levels of teachers. He has completed marketing research and analysis course from IIT Roorkee under NPTEL in 2017. He was a gold medalist with 93% marks, and he has been awarded 3 times for his contribution in education and society. He has completed social media marketing specialization course from Meta and Coursera in May 2023. He is chief editor of 2 national journals, EduLink and the CTE National Journal, Secretary General CTEF Delhi NCR chapter, Program Director of Social Development and Research Foundation, and President Council for Teachers Professional Development CTPD. Sir, we would be honored if you could deliver the vote of thanks and the expression of gratitude to the speakers and participants and summarize the essence of this session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Anita Sai ma'am. मुझे सबसे बड़ा तो जो धन्यवाद मैं आप दोनों को ही दूंगा, मैं डॉक्टर सविता रावत मैम और डॉक्टर अनीता सिंह, कि आप हमेशा ये तो कहते हैं कि मतलब पिछले 1 साल में ये कर लिया वो कर लिया, लेकिन आप दोनों का सपोर्ट बहुत रहा इसमें। इवन इस टेक्निकल सेशन की बात नहीं है, इस टेक्निकल सेशन को आपने दोनों ने एज ए चेयर और को चेयर भी बहुत अच्छे से टाइम दिया, लेकिन ओवरऑल 1 ईयर में देखता हूं तो मैं सीटीपीडी को सपोर्ट देने में आप दोनों का एक बहुत बड़ा हाथ है। इनडायरेक्टली आप लोगों ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया, तो उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। क्योंकि कोई भी चीज में एक टीम वर्क से आगे बढ़ती है, अकेला तो कोई भी उसे आगे नहीं ले जा सकता है। उसके बाद फिर अगर मैं पावर पॉइंट प्रेजेंटेशंस की बात करूं तो इंडिविजुअली डॉक्टर अनिता मैम ने थैंक्स कर ही दिया है। मिस्टर वीवी रवि का जो प्रेजेंटेशन हमको अच्छा लगा सिर्फ इसलिए कि एक तो वो हमें इनोवेटिव लग रहा था। मतलब देखा जाए तो इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम की जो खास बात है वो यही है कि ऐसी खास बातें छुपी हुई हैं जो आज के टाइम में पेटेंट के थ्रू हमें ये पता चलता है कि ये रिसर्च बाहर की है, जबकि 3 या 4,000 ईयर्स पहले वो हिंदुस्तान में ऑलरेडी हो चुकी है। जब से ये चीजें रजिस्टर्ड होनी शुरू हुई तब से दूसरे लोगों के नाम आने लगे, और हम ज्यादातर जो संख्या देखते हैं उस ड्यूरेशन की, जब हमारा देश गुलाम रहा, तो बाहर के लोगों के नाम ज्यादातर किसी भी रिसर्च में आपको देखने को मिलेंगे। लेकिन उसको जब इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम को ठीक से स्टडी करके आप देखोगे तो मोर देन 50% तो आपको आपके अपने लिटरेचर में चीजें मिल जाएंगी जो बहुत पहले रिसर्च हो चुकी है। इसलिए हमें वो चीज पसंद भी आ रही थी। आपने कहा कि उन्हें मौका, तो हमारे सर्किल्स वाले जो प्रोग्राम है उसमें एक सर्किल है हमारा भू चेतना सर्किल जो है, तो वो तो हम हर महीने करते हैं, तो वो कभी भी बुला लेंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, अच्छे से सुनेंगे उनको। ऑर्गेनाइजिंग पार्टनर्स की बात करूं तो कल 11:30 या 11:45 पर भी ये लोग रात को बैठ के मीटिंग कर रहे थे, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग पार्टनर्स। जो मॉडरेटर अनीता साई अच्छी तरह समझ रही होंगी, इनको कितने सारे इंस्ट्रक्शंस इस कॉन्फ्रेंस से रिलेटेड आ रहे थे, क्योंकि काफी बड़ा कॉन्फ्रेंस हो गया। नॉर्मली 16 टेक्निकल सेशंस को ऑर्गेनाइज करना, मोर देन 32 फैकल्टी में जी पैरेलल में मैनेज करना, और मोर देन 32 यूनिवर्सिटी की फैकल्टी मेंबर्स का कोऑर्डिनेट होके कॉपरेशन के साथ काम करना। यहाँ एक इंस्टीट्यूशंस में आप कहते हैं कि कोऑर्डिनेशन और कॉपरेशन नहीं है, पॉलिटिक्स बहुत ज्यादा है। यहाँ तो कम से कम 20 कॉलेज के लोग हैं जो एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत टीम वर्क के साथ काम कर रहे हैं। उसके अलावा जो हमने गैप भी देखा, तो हमने ये पाया कि डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में अभी काफी गैप है और स्कोप है। यहाँ पर वो कोई भी हो, क्योंकि जब आप देखोगे ना कि मैं भी बैठा हूँ टेक्निकल सपोर्ट में, तो उसका रीजन एक ये रहा कि फाइनली जब ओवरऑल हम एनालाइज कर रहे थे, मीटिंग कर रहे थे, ट्रेनिंग सेशंस कर रहे थे, तो ये एक बड़ा गैप नजर आया। तो इसमें भी हमने सोचा कि आने वाले टाइम में कुछ ना कुछ 2 से 3 डेज का कोई ऐसा हम जरूर कोर्स छोटा सा स्टार्ट करेंगे कि ये लोग इंडिपेंडेंटली कम से कम ऑनलाइन किसी भी प्रोग्राम को हैंडल कर पाए। उस तरह की चीजें जो पता चल पा रही हैं वो करने को भी तैयार हैं। हमारे जो ऑर्गेनाइजिंग पार्टनर्स थे जितने भी, उन्होंने हमारी हेल्प की इंटरनेशनल स्पीकर्स में और नेशनल स्पीकर्स लाने में। देखा जाए तो दिस इज द ओनली इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस जिसमें 11 इंटरनेशनल स्पीकर्स हैं टोटल कॉन्फ्रेंस में, तो वो भी एक अच्छा बड़ा नंबर है। तो जो ऑर्गेनाइजिंग पार्टनर्स है उनका भी एक काफी बड़ा रोल है। और मॉडरेटर्स जैसे अनीता साहब को देखा आपने, तो ये लोग बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं मैम। ये 3 to 4 आवर्स लास्ट 3-4 दिन से मैं देख रहा हूँ इनके ड्राई रन्स चल रहे हैं। तो डेफिनेटली जो लास्ट और सबसे बड़ा थैंक्स जाता है इन लोगों को। और उससे भी बड़ा ये लास्ट में कि मैंने इतने कॉन्फ्रेंसेस ऑनलाइन और वो सब देखे, तो ऑलमोस्ट मैं देखता हूँ उसमें हार्डली जो पेपर प्रेजेंटर्स होते हैं किसी भी टेक्निकल सेशन में, उसके अलावा लोग नहीं होते हैं। और मैंने अप्रोक्स 20 मिनट्स पहले फीडबैक फॉर्म इस सेशन में शेयर कर दिया। अभी भी 43 लोग आपको नजर आ रहे हैं जो सुन रहे हैं बैठ के। तो ये जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं और इनका एक बहुत बड़ा सपोर्ट है, मतलब वो कहीं ना कहीं एक आगे उम्मीद देखते हैं कि चाहे वो ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स हो, चाहे वो रिसर्च वर्क हो, कुछ भी हो, हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि और बेहतर करें आगे चल के। इस तरह से सपोर्ट मिलता रहेगा तो डेफिनेटली और भी अच्छा करने वाले हैं। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, sir. And it's my.
और अनीता एक बात और मैं भूल गया, जो मेरी जो ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी है उसने अच्छा किया मैडम कि एक इशू रेज हुआ कि कभी भी ना जो हिंदी में बोलते हैं उन्हें इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस में अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं मिलती। तो वो जो उस इंक्लूसिव अप्रोच के साथ हमने सेपरेट सेशंस रखे या कुछ सेशंस ऐसे रखे ध्यान में रखे कि उस लैंग्वेज को उसके चेयर को चेयर समझते हैं, जिससे उनको भी इंक्लूड किया जाए और उसको भी अपॉर्चुनिटी दी जाए। ये भी एक पहला एक्सपेरिमेंट है जो बहुत सक्सेसफुल भी रहा हमारा। अदरवाइज बेचारे जो हिंदी मीडियम वाले थे वो बिल्कुल भी इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस की तरफ को देख नहीं पाते थे, जबकि हमारे टोटल सेशंस में मेरे ख्याल से 25 के आसपास पेपर्स ऐसे आए जो बिल्कुल हिंदी मीडियम के और बड़े अच्छे से प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं वो लोग। तो ये एक बड़ी अच्छी बात है। इसके लिए मैं अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी को थैंक्स करना चाहूंगा। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, sir. And also, I want to give thanks to that you have given me the opportunity to become moderator as this international conference. Thank you so much. And with that, we conclude the remarkable technical session. Knowledge is a journey, not a destination. and each step brings us closer to new horizons. Thank you for your active participations and unwavering enthusiasm. Enjoy the rest of the session at CTPDCON-ERA 2023, and may your pursuit of knowledge continue to shine bright. Now, I request all delegates and paper presenters to join our next session of International Conference to be held on 15th October as per schedule provided to you all, and must take a dip in this ocean, which is full of knowledge and information. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Now I request a chair and co-chair, please wait for a few minutes so that you can give me who you have selected the best paper. After the participants can move from this.
अनीता, एक काम करेंगे हम कि हम ना फोन करके पूछ लेंगे मैम से,
Okay,
दोनों
sir.
से।
Thank you. Thank you so much.
क्योंकि यहाँ पर काफी सारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं, तो फोन
Thank
करके।
you. Okay, sir. Definitely, sir. Oh,
ओके, थैंक यू मैम।
thank you.